Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a build guide for the Blood Mage mod class in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a new modded class in the mod manager, and it has 3 distinct subclasses. This is made by DufuLicious, and I'll be covering all 3 subclasses in this video with what I think to be the best. This was actually just updated an hour ago, so we're getting the freshest version of this. So it does come with some unique spells like Demand Sacrifice, which you can attack up to 4 creatures and they'll have spontaneous wounds, rupture, and bleed, dealing additional 1d10 of acid damage and bleeding for as long as you hold concentration. As well, you'll also have this Rain of Hissing Blood, which is 2d6 acid damage to anyone in the area, drenched in the area with blood. And there's also the Rebellious Flash, which does turns your flesh against the target against its own will, making it have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, as well as strength, dexterity saving, and constitution saving throws, and have their speed reduced. Pretty good choices there. Now, this class does actually use its constitution modifier for spell casting, so we want to have that high. As well, we want to have our dexterity high, so get those both to 16. Having a good amount of strength is important too, but I wouldn't recommend taking your wisdom below that, so we'll just try to have some decent wisdom there as well. What's nice about this is we don't have to worry too heavily on making our stats too high, because Constitution Dexterity gives everything for us, so we'll take both of those there. Now I'll be going over this full build guide, what armor to take with this, as well as how to play it with the different spells, and what subclass I think is best. But I'll give a brief overview of all the subclasses once we get to level 3. At level 2, we get the Sated by Blood once per turn. When you defeat a creature, you gain hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. And then we're going to take this for inflicting extra damage. Rend is also a 1d6 piercing damage spell, but I don't know if I'd recommend taking that. Hellish Rebuke and Hex are also 2 really great choices, but we'll get to those. So the Blood Knight, this gives us the ability to do Blood Bulwark, which gives temporary health equal to 1d10 plus your Blood Mage level for 10 turns as a bonus action. This is probably the best choice, or the best benefit here. You also get a fighting style. The Blood Reaver and the Blood Knight both get an extra attack at level 5, whereas the Blood Magus isn't actually as good, I don't think, because it gives you a create spell slot, and this gives you the ability to make a level 1, level 2, or level 3 spell slot as you level up, but you inflict bleeding on yourself, so you take 2 damage each turn. In addition, at level 10, it gets the ability to take over a creature, basically like a dominate person type spell, and it has a higher spell save DC, but I think the Blood Reaver is actually the strongest, because what it does is it adds your strength modifier to your armor class. And if you know a thing or two about strength potions, that's a nice +8 to your armor class right there. We also get our Unbridled Blood, so whenever you defeat a creature, you regain health points equal to 1d4 increased by your proficiency bonus. You also get the Boiling Blood, so this is basically like Rage. You lose 1 health at the beginning of each turn, but get advantage of all your attack rolls, and you can end your Rage here. For the spells, I really like Command. Command's a great choice, and Hex is good too. This requires a concentration, but it's a 1d6 of necrotic damage, and it's a bonus action, so you can use that ahead of your turn. I also like Hellish Rebuke as a reaction, but we'll take Command here because that's super useful. And then for our fighting style, you could go defense if you're not going to use armor. Archery is nice for increasing your choice, or increasing your damage. Even 2-weapon fighting is pretty useful too, or great weapon fighting, so pick one of these would you prefer best. There's no best choice. I'm going to go dueling because I'm going to use a shield and have +2 damage. But you don't have to go that route either. It's up to you entirely. You can also go with the Duelist Prerogative with that as well, which is a pretty nice combo. So here we'll take Hellish Rebuke. Next we'll take Hex. And then for our feat at level 4, if you got certain mods, you got some cool choices. But Alert or an ability score improvement to take our Constitution up is the best choice. Our spellcasting modifier, our health, it's all Constitution based. We also get an extra attack at level 5 here, so that's super useful. So we'll just go with that there. And then at level 6, we get the Sanguine Strike, which gives a 1d6 of necrotic damage. In addition, it's basically like a necrotic smite. Inflict your victim with bleeding and heal yourself for half the damage dealt. Pretty nice. So that's the unique Reaver spell that we get. We get some level 2 spells at level 7 here with the Blood Hide, which grants a creature +1 to their armor class. And whenever an enemy hits it, it deals 1d4 of acid damage. Not super strong, and it requires concentration. So I think Hold Person being the best choice here. We can use the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel to cast this as a bonus action. So that's pretty nice. And then for level 8, we get ourselves another level. So take Hex. Healing Word's even a decent choice too if you want to be able to heal a target. So I'm going to go with Hex there. And for our feat, I'm actually going to take our Dexterity up a little bit higher to 16 or 18 there. And I'd recommend having Dexterity for initiative and everything else, but we can also take the Alert feat as well. I'm just going to take Blood Hide because it is a cool looking spell, but I don't recommend using it too often as it's not the strongest choice that we got here. And then also we got ourselves the Crimson Desecration here, which you erupt with Miasmatic Blood, it causing 46 of acid damage and suffering disadvantage on their first attack rolls during each turn for up to next 3 turns. Giving disadvantage on attack rolls for 3 turns is huge. So that's really good. And in addition, we can take another spell slot. I wouldn't go with like Aid because you can't upcast it that high. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is a decent choice too. Or Healing Word if you want to pick up down to allies. However, at level 11, we get ourselves another spell. And not really much else here, but we'll take Healing Word. And you can always swap out your spells at any level. At level 12, we get another spell. So we'll take like False Life maybe, or Cure Wounds. Now, if you go with the Magus, you don't really get that great a choice of spells. Maybe Blindness we'll take. And for our feet, we'll go with Alert. +5 to Initiative is huge, so we'll roll with that there. And then what this looks like, we have all our options for damage here. So we got a nice 21 armor class. So I guess this is with gloves, boots. We're not adding our strength modifier to our armor class for some reason, so I guess that doesn't work properly. Universal magic armor. I guess, yeah, having issues with, I guess, some of the stuff there working properly. Oh, whenever we take it off, then we get our armor class +8. There we go. That's what was blocking it for some reason. So, you can go with this Vest of Soul Rejuvenation to get your armor class up to 27, and then add in a shield for a 30 armor class there. So, yeah, it's incredible how strong you can make this in terms of, like, survivability. I also like having the Cryptlord ring for Create Undead. It gives you, like, kind of a Necromancer vibe, but even the Killer Sweetheart's another great choice there because we get a critical hit off with that. And then the Ring of Protection as well. Pretty useful all around. Not broken. You can go with the Hood of the Weave, or even if you wanted to use something else like the Mask of Soul Perception for attack rolls +2 and initiative rolls. So all in all, with this gear here, we got a nice 30 armor class. I'm also using Shara Spear Evening, which is nice for piercing damage. Although if you want to get rid of the +8 to armor class, you could go with the Ballast Armor, but having a 30 armor class is pretty nice, so we'll go that route there. Because it does do piercing damage. The Sword of Life Stealing also works pretty well, giving you the ability to heal with it, so we could go that route, as we got our weapon attacks like Sanguine Strike here doing a good amount of damage. As you can see, it's got a cool ability to heal us as well. We got Hold Person, we got Hex. We got so many cool options. It's not super busted strong. Like, that's one thing about this. I feel like it is a work in progress, so we'll see more damage as time goes on. But we got our cool Crimson Desecration here, which deals damage in a huge area. They saved on that. Must take a short rest. We have Boil Hide, which can give us increased armor class. Boiling Blood, which will give us the ability to give advantage on our attack rolls. Basically a rage, but it doesn't stop us from using spells. We got our Blood Siphon here, which gives us the ability to heal ourselves with a spell. They suffer 3 to 18 necrotic when we regain half as much from that, so pretty cool. Demand Sacrifice will give us the ability to attack 4 targets. We guess we can't attack allies with this, but suffers 1d10 acid damage and bleeding for as long as we have a concentration. We also got Blood Bolt here, which is kind of like a have effect spell. 3d10 of acid damage, so not terrible. You get a critical hit off there and play the blood price. But can inflict bleeding on a target, so that's pretty good for a cantrip. And it's an evocation cantrip, so yeah. If we have enchantment spells, like we got Command and Hold Person if you got the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, or even Hex, Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Some pretty fun choices. Like, you can use these spells to, you know, make someone fall down prone, and then you get yourself an advantage on your Sanguine Strike here, which this does break concentrations, unfortunately, so just a little heads up, similar to other smites. But Blood Bolt's a cool one as a cantrip. Not too bad of an option. Obviously not the best, but we do got ones that will heal us too, so we can go that route. Not too bad overall. It's not the strongest class, trust me, but it's also a pretty fun one, so
with a grinning face. This
we'll
iron flask is sealed.
I'm just gonna pop this puppy out, and then we got ourselves an encounter. Get older, so I guess I'm out of my I ran out of spell slots to be able to use our attacks with. And this doesn't even let me use higher level spell slots. It only lets you use level 1 spells, so you can't upcast that, unfortunately. So I guess we'll just go in and do a normal weapon attack, because I don't got much else choice here, unless I wanted to use a buff. But yeah, this isn't the strongest class in the world, but it's a decent one, I guess. Obviously, the creator will be making more changes to it, because they just changed it an hour before I made this video. So I guess there will be more coming, so you can stay tuned for that. But yeah, that is the Blood Mage subclass. Pretty interesting one, and it's got a lot of fun options. So let me know your favorite thing about this subclass in the comments. Let me know what type of modded subclass you want to see next in Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.